welcome back to the Lockwood Chronicles. My name is Larissa, and today I'm going to be doing my second quarter wrap-up as well as the lovely reader book tag, the book tag questions. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, cool. Before we get started, crisp sounding. I haven't had any caffeine today, so this is gonna be great. Before we get into the book tag, I'm gonna do my second quarter wrap up. Kind of go over, what? I see like one hair. So if you see it too, let me know. I'm gonna do my second quarter wrap up. So I'm gonna tell you how many books I've read, kind of the format distribution, all the stats and stuff with it. And then, yeah, I'm also like really chilly. Also the power was out for probably 4 or 5 hours and it just got turned back on. So we're thriving here, which is great. Speaking of which, I should plug this in so it doesn't die. Lovely. So in quarter 2, I read 21 books, which is absurd, insane. Quarter 1, I ended up reading 15 books, just a refresher, but quarter 2, 21. That is 6 more books than the last quarter, which is math. Am I right? Crazy. Of those 21 books, 15 of those were actual physical books, 3 were audiobooks, and 3 were digital. Is that correct? Does that equal 21? It sure does. Good job. So how I am doing these stats, I actually made my own spreadsheet because I was getting really annoyed with other softwares, or like GOODREADS doesn't have a stats thing, and then the one that other people use, I don't remember, Storygraph is it? There was just some that I just didn't care to like know of, and then this way I can personalize it and put in the stats that I care about. Of those 21 books, 3 were male authors and 18 were female authors, which is pretty great. I love my female authors. And for genres, I read 9 romance, 0 historical fiction this quarter, which is surprising to me because that's usually my go-to. No, romance is my go-to, but I usually read quite a bit of, it doesn't matter. Anyway, 3 were memoir, or like autobiography, biography, that's kind of that nonfiction. 3 fell into the fantasy genre, 3 were more YA, 0 thrillers, and 3 contemporary. Also for fantasy, I include magical realism in that as well, but I don't think I read any magical realism either. Levi, what are we doing? That's, I think, all the stats that I have to go over, so that didn't take long. As for my favorite read, let me just pull that up. My favorite read was Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. And my least favorite was, one second, let me grab it. My least favorite read was A Feast for Crows by George R.R. Martin. Just really didn't care about this one at all. It was about all the southern, like, King's Landing people, which I hate Cersei so much, so like I really hated reading this because she was in it a lot. There's that. Okay, let's get into the good stuff. Oh, I'm so excited. So I have listed the book tag questions in the description box below if you wanted to participate and comment or do your own video on them. I got these from Noelle Gallagher, is it? But she's one of my favorite booktubers, and she did this. I saw hers first, so I just grabbed her questions off of there, and she got them from somewhere else. So they're floating around. The original creator, I'm so sorry, I have no idea who it is, but I appreciate you and your services to the booktube community. Cheers. Okie dokie. The best book that I have read so far in 2022. So this is like first half. So January to June. That's crazy. Which is so weird because in my head July is like the middle of the year, but that doesn't make sense mathematically. So This is January to June, and the best book that I read so far from those time restrictions was Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I mentioned this in my June wrap up and I love it so much. So there's that. If you want more in depth, but anyway, trope is childhood friends to lovers, second chance romance kind of thing, as well as like past and present timelines, like summer romance, like cabin. Oh, it's just, there is a new cover out, as I mentioned in my last video. And if you haven't seen it, like, wait, why are you sleeping on it? I'm probably going to buy that one at some point in life and like annotate that or mark it, tab it up, because this one is my copy that I bought at Powell's bookstore. See, proof. I was the only one out of my friends to get this bookmark, so it stays in there forever. Yeah, when I went to Portland, so I want to treasure this forever and I love it so much. So love this book with my whole soul. I will definitely be rereading it, and maybe I will tab this one. I don't know. Probably, maybe, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, the best sequel you've read so far in 2022. So this is the third, but the second book also ties for this, but An Offer from a Gentleman by Julia Quinn is part of the Bridgerton series. I really loved the first three so far. I mean, I'm still working my way through it. This one is very, like, the first few chapters are parallel, like cut, copy, pasted from a Cinderella story. So I was a little confused at that, but I ended up really loving this book. This is Benedict's story, and I love Benedict with my whole soul, because when he was at that dinner, high AF, in season 2, I have never loved anyone so hard, because he was so cute, which I don't condone drug usage. Like, do what you want, but it's not my thing. But he was just a little cutie patootie pie, and I just
Benedict dear,
love him. So finally seeing his story was fantastic, and I just adore Benedict so much. Also, do we love my bucket hat? I do. I love my bucket hat so much. I feel so summery, so basic. I know bucket hats aren't really in anymore, or they're like phasing out, but your girl is hopping on that train to make it cool again for being late on the train, you know? All right, a new release you haven't read yet but want to, and that is Kaiki. I hope I'm saying that correctly, but it is a mythological retelling, and I am a slut for those. So I am really excited. Look how thick she is. I've heard nothing but great things about this, so I am really pumped to read this. Hopefully soon. Maybe in August. We'll see how it goes, but I'm really pumped to read this. Oh, most anticipated release for the second half of the year, and that is going to be Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid, because I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. I really want to work my way through her back catalog as well. And then also Love on the Brain by Ellie Hazelwood, because I loved The Love Hypothesis and thought it was so cute and just so fluffy and warm and made me so happy. So love those two authors, and I'm so excited to read those two books, because that will for sure be my priority in the second half of the year when they are released. And the biggest surprise that I read was Educated by Tara Westover. I listened to the audiobook for this, and I wasn't 100% sure what it was going to be about. I thought it was going to be something completely different, and I was blown away by her story and her upbringing and her overcoming adversity, as well as being in a very strict religious household and realizing that it may not be the most suitable path for her. Really loved that book. I kind of want to get the hard copy because I just thought it was absolutely beautiful, stunning, and highly recommend. Then favorite new author, it's whether it's new to you or a debut author. This is a new author to me, which is so upsetting because she is everywhere and this is upside down. Sarah J. Maas. Love her. Love this book. Love this series. I've been sleeping on her. I have been sleeping on Sarah because she now owns my soul. So there's that. Favorite or newest fictional crush. Elliot from Love in Other Words will always 120,000% be my favorite, my crush, my boyfriend, my book boyfriend. Here he is in all his glory. Friends to Lovers is my favorite trope of all time, and would I love for that to happen to me? Absolutely. Absolutely yes. So is that not desperate enough? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Elliot, if you are alive in real life and love me, please call me, okay? And then, but since I already gave him as this book as an answer, Charlie from Book Lovers by Emily Henry. Charlie, you grumpy man, love me too, okay? I'll take both love from both of these, okay? Cool. Glad we cleared that up. Please call me. Okay, book that made you cry. I sobbed so hard with this book. In 5 Years by Rebecca Surley. I ugly cried. And if I think about it for too long, I will start to tear up again. This book, check the trigger warnings if you decide to read this. It is not what I expected and not what I thought about going into it. It's about this girl who experiences 1 hour in the future in like 5 years or something. Yeah, in 5 years. She experiences 1 hour in 5 years in the future, which reveals only a snippet and then is transported back. And yeah, she's gotta figure out how to make sure that doesn't happen and her life doesn't completely blow up from that. And then it takes a bunch of turns, lots of turns. And I sobbed so hard. So, oh gosh. Thinking about it too much. Okay, book that made you happy. Let's go with that. The first book, the Duke and I Bridgerton series. Like, I have so many books that made me happy, but when I think about this one, I just get like the cricket feet. Like my feet just go because I just get so happy with it. It's so cute. I love Book Daphne with my whole heart. She is adorable. She is feisty. She is smart and just stunning. And not that she's not all those things in the show. The book really made me love her even more. So yes, I just adored this so much. And most beautiful book you've bought so far this year? And that would be Once Upon a Broken Heart. This is a YA fantasy, and I have decided to no longer buy YA, so there is a sequel to this, and I will probably rent it from my library, unless the cover to that one is really pretty too, but not as pretty as this one. Like, look how stunning that is. It's just so fun. It's pretty. I wish I had the pink one, because that would be really cool, but this one is just stunning and I'm happy to have it on my bookshelf to display. I don't think I will buy any more in the series if there are going to be more than two. But she's beautiful, and it was a cute story. I would have been obsessed with this book in my teens, but I am no longer a teenager and YA just isn't my vibe anymore, which is unfortunate. Maybe I'll get back there one day, but probably not anytime soon. But highly love love this cover. Okay, and what books do you need to read by the end of the year? Anything that's on my shelf that I've had for so long, but yet I keep purchasing other books. That would be great. And then I plan to read Colleen Hoover books. I have not read a single Colleen Hoover book which is absurd. Because the thing is, I know she's gonna have me in the palm of her hand, wrapped around her finger. I follow her on all social media and I'm obsessed with her. I haven't read a single book by her and I am obsessed with her, and I'm so excited to dive into her books and her world. I want to be in it already. I'm just really trying to get down on my physical TBR before doing so. However, I'm just gonna buy books probably next month and just plow through as many of them as I can, because I want to be a part of the Colleen Hoover fan club officially and know all the things that everybody's talking about in her books and all the twists and turns. So that is that. Yeah. Cool. All right, like I said, I have posted all the questions in the description box below. Feel free to follow me on social media at Lockwood Chronicles on Instagram. See what I'm reading, have some quick summaries or quick trope plots or whatever on the books that I have currently read. And let me know other things. Let me know what was the best book you read so far this year? That I would really love to know. So then I can buy more books, because why not? And with that being said, respect others, respect yourself, and do something amazing with your day. Thanks, bye.